These Easter eggs will warp your fragile little minds. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 small details in South Park. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at Easter eggs and little details you never noticed in South Park. In addition to the long-running animated series, we'll also be taking the 1999 theatrical film into consideration. Number 10. Orgazmo References. 1997 not only marked the debut of South Park, but also a feature film Trey Parker and Matt Stone collaborated on.
You know, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think Depeche Mode is a sweet band.
Following a Mormon missionary who becomes a porn star/superhero, Orgazmo certainly earned its NC-17 rating. Although the film bombed financially and critically, Stone and Parker are not afraid to embrace it. In the South Park pilot, an Orgazmo poster can be found on Cartman's door. Considering Cartman's love of gross-out comedy, it's not surprising that he still has the poster on his door in several other episodes. Orgazmo also makes a couple of appearances in the form of a trophy, once at an award ceremony with Kathy Lee Gifford, and again when the boys win a dodgeball championship. It's not an Emmy, but it'll do.
Now let's hear it one more time for our world champion South Park cows!
What the hell is everyone wearing on their heads?
Number 9. Cartman's prison number. When Cartman lands himself in juvenile hall for chucking a rock at Token, he's given the prison number 24601.
Prisoner 24601 arriving.
To the average viewer, this might sound like just a random number. Fans of author Victor Hugo and composer Claude-Michel Schoenberg, however, will know that Cartman shares the same prison number as Jean Valjean from Les Miserables.
Yes, 24601.
My name is Jean Valjean.
Whereas Valjean was arrested for stealing bread, Cartman is far more deserving of being behind bars. Seeing as how Parker and Stone would later dominate the Tonys with the Book of Mormon, their knowledge of musicals should not come as a shock. Although Cartman is assigned this number, his uniform actually reads 26354. This number is a nod to Rick Deckard's ID in Blade Runner, giving us 2 references for the price of 1.
I'm Deckard, Blade Runner, 26354 on filed and monitored.
Number 8. Artemis Clyde Frog. Throughout the Season 3 episode Cat Orgy, Cartman channels Will Smith in Wild Wild West, mixing gunslinging with rapping.
Wicked, fresh cowboy from the west side.
This subplot takes on a whole new meaning when you consider that Wild Wild West came out the same day as South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. This episode aired only a couple of weeks after the 2 films hit theaters.
That's how it goes in the Wild Wild West. Well, I'm a badass cowboy living in the cowboy days. Wicked, scratch, yo, bang, bang.
Parker and Stone weren't exactly thrilled that their movie got beaten at the box office by the critically panned Western. According to Parker, though, many underage moviegoers bought tickets to the PG-13 Wild Wild West and then snuck into the R-rated South Park movie.
What should we do, Artemis Clyde Frog? We've got to get that picture to your mom so that she will come home and save us. That's quick thinking, Artemis Clyde Frog.
Plus, whereas Bigger, Longer, and Uncut received an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song, Wild Wild West won a Razzie for Worst Original Song.
Wicked wild, wild. Wicked wild. Wicked wild. Wicked wild, wild West. Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want nada.
Number 7. Captain Picard.
Time travel is no laughing matter. 4 times the Enterprise traveled back in time, and 4 times they almost didn't make it back.
South Park has made its fair share of Star Trek references over the years, but even the most diehard Trekkers probably didn't pick up on this one. Enraged that his son has joined a boy band, Randy Marsh bashes his head into a china cabinet after screaming,
No! No!
In this brief instance, you might have noticed that Randy suddenly sounds less like Trey Parker and more like a certain Starfleet captain. That's because the audio is apparently taken from Jean-Luc Picard himself, Patrick Stewart. The way Randy smashes the glass is even reminiscent of a similar scene in Star Trek First Contact, when Captain Picard loses his temper.
Jean-Luc, blow up the damn ship!
No! No!
That's cool and all, but it still doesn't answer how many original Star Trek episodes there are.
This has never happened in all the 72 original Star Trek episodes.
Yeah. Wait, you mean 73 episodes?
No, there were 72.
No, there weren't!
Oh, you are such a nerd!
Number 6. They Live Fight. One of the most famous moments in the entire series sees Timmy and Jimmy face off in a street brawl.
No! No!
What most viewers don't realize is that the fight is a direct parody of Roddy Piper and Keith David's SmackDown in They Live.
Put on the glasses.
The angles, dialogue, and fight choreography are recreated almost to a T. Even the setup is similar, except Jimmy wants Timmy to put on a hat instead of sunglasses. This wouldn't be the last time South Park borrowed from a movie to stage a fight. When Cartman and Wendy duke it out in the Breast Cancer Show Ever episode, it's executed in a manner just like the final fight from Snatch. Upon delivering the final blow, Wendy also mimics Daniel Plainview's famous final line in There Will Be Blood.
I'm finished.
Number 5. Throwaway celebrity cameos. Whereas some animated shows like The Simpsons have a special guest star virtually every week, South Park mostly sticks to its principal cast. In the rare case South Park books a big name, the creators usually saddle them with an absurdly small part.
No, Kitty, this is my corned beef cabbage.
Jerry Seinfeld once asked if he could voice a character but backed out. They asked him to play a random turkey. George Clooney, however, agreed to voice Sparky the dog in one episode, even though the character just barks.
Sparky, where'd you get that pink scarf?
Jay Leno signed on to voice Mr. Kitty in another episode, but only got to make cat noises. Although these were throwaway roles, Leno did previously voice himself in a special short, while Clooney later voiced Dr. Gouache in the South Park movie.
Son, I have some bad news. We accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. You have about 3 seconds to live.
Number 4. Oh my god, they censored Kenny! Since Kenny's coat muffles almost everything he says, you wouldn't think much thought goes into his dialogue, but Kenny's lines are in fact scripted.
What? Yeah, dude, I think your dog is gay.
That being said, chances are most of them wouldn't make it past the censors if they weren't incomprehensible. He is perhaps at his most profane in the intro song. While the lyrics Kenny sings have changed throughout the seasons, there's always something insanely dirty coming out of his mouth. Kenny's lines are so graphic that we're not going to repeat them here. Let's just say that over the years, Kenny's talked about his preference of the female form, the size of his primary sex organ, and what he'd like to do with Britney Spears.
So come on down South Park and meet some friends of mine.
Number 3. Alien Sightings.
And then slowly my bedroom door began to open. And then the next thing I remember, I was being drugged through a hallway.
Disney has hidden Mickeys, South Park has hidden aliens. The visitors first appear in the pilot episode, Cartman gets an anal probe. Since then, these aliens have popped up in more than 75 episodes, although you'd need a pause button to catch them all. Occasionally, an alien image will appear on a poster, picture, or everyday items like money.
Here you go, Conan.
Other times, an alien can be seen amidst a large crowd of people. Random aliens have also been found casually hanging out in the background from time to time. Some aliens are so elusive that they blend right into the background, as if they're camouflaging. Seeing as how Earth is an intergalactic reality show, it makes sense that there'd be a few aliens working on location.
Where to now, Chef?
That thing inside Eric's asshole look like some kind of alien satellite dish. We need to see my friend down at the Space Center now.
Number 2. Characters everywhere. Before Ralph Breaks the Internet or Ready Player One, South Park had the ultimate clash of fictional characters in the Imagination Land trilogy.
Imagine an M60 for Jesus.
All right! The boy is doing it! Everything is going to be okay!
In this image alone, you can spot Optimus Prime, Count Chocula, Ronald McDonald, the Blue Meanies, a Care Bear, and Raggedy Ann and Andy. Now just imagine that attention to detail spread throughout 3 whole episodes. The 200th and 201st episodes were also huge ensemble pieces, reuniting virtually every celebrity the show has ever mocked, from Martha Stewart to Jared Fogle.
Imagine it, Tim. Nobody could rip on you for all the rehashed movies you've made lately. There'd never be a TV show that pointed out you haven't had an original thought since Beetlejuice.
Both episodes are full of callbacks as well, including Tom Cruise getting easily offended, Muhammad not able to make public appearances, and Scott Tenorman's connection to Cartman.
Welcome to my Chili Con Carnival.
Chili Con Carnival? Wait a minute. No, it can't be.
Oh, but it can. Revenge is a dish best served chili.
Speaking of which, Tenorman's Chili Con Carnival is totally inspired by the Joker's The Killing Joke.
Doing? You're doing what any sane man in your appalling circumstances would do. You're going mad.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Our moms won't even let us smoke. Yeah, it's my body. My mom always gives me shit for smoking, but it's my body. I should be able to do whatever I want with it.
No! I'd like to sing the complex and amazing song that won me the Oscar! A song entitled, You'll Be In Me!
'Cause you'll be in my arms.
Yes, you'll be in my heart.
One of us, one of us. Gooble gobble,
One
gooble
of us,
gobble,
one of us,
one of us.
We accept a one of us. Gooba gobble, gooba gobble. We accept her, we accept her. Google gobble, google gobble.
Wait a minute. Jackets!
Oh no.
If people don't wear jackets, they could get cold. A cold is caused by a virus. A computer virus. We could make a computer virus and send it to their ship to disable their computers.
I gave it a cold. I gave it a virus. Computer virus.
Come on, Kenny, we're going to Malibu. Malibu? Woohoo! We'll take the bus. Look, this isn't about the $18 ticket money anymore. This is about being able to hold bad filmmakers responsible. This is just like when we got our money back for basketball.
You can't shoot from the same place twice.
A triple's from back here, and a home run's from behind the meatballs.
You miss, you're getting out. Ready?
Break.
Oh, what?
Number 1. Sticking it to the MPAA. South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is basically one giant middle finger to the Motion Picture Association of America.
Well, the film is R-rated and it's not intended for children.
But of course children are gonna see it.
Can I finish? The fact is that we Canadians are quite surprised by your outrage.
You just don't care.
Can I finish? Hello, can I finish? The United States has graphic violence on television all the time. We can't believe that a movie with some foul language would piss you off so much.
Because it's evil.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
In Parker and Stone's eyes, it doesn't make any sense that a movie full of senseless violence can get away with a PG-13 rating as long as it doesn't have too many four-letter words. Bigger, Longer, and Uncut went through a lengthy fight with the MPAA to secure an R rating. Apparently, the film would have been rated NC-17 had it featured 400 swear words or more.
What did my son say, Mr. Mackey? Did he say the S word?
No, it was worse than that.
The F word?
Well, here's a short list of the things they've been saying, okay?
Oh, dear God. What the heck is a rim job?
So, just to push the envelope to the edge of what the MPAA considers bad taste, the South Park movie packed in 399 swear words, 146 of which were F-bombs. We wonder if the MPAA considers Barbra Streisand a profanity.
But Barbra Streisand!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.